had to do some playing around with this. Is it the snipping tool I'm using on my desktop? And playing around with the microphone and certainly with microphone placement. I got to be closer to the mic than I thought I needed to be. Anyway, this is the next phase in the project that I'm working on, the Student of the Week project. And I think if I haven't already done so, and I don't think I have, I've got various chunks of footage already, but I'll probably do these in three steps. And this is probably going to be the second step. I think the first step will be preparing the treasure chest, and the second step here will be the design of the Student of the Week coin that I want to produce. And then the third step will be the actual casting of the coin. So there will be a metal component to this for sure, even though the first couple of videos won't show that. All right, so here I am in Tinkercad, and what I'm going to do is leverage my River City Middle School coins. So I got to find them. You're going to see here a picture of all my various projects and such. And I'm looking for my coins. I know they're here somewhere. And I got quite a few screens I can go through. And there's that Excalibur I need to get back to. Seeing that I've got a number of projects that I need to get back to. I've got to get back to my guitar, casting my guitar. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of stuff I've kind of left on my plate. My goodness, where are these coins? Let's go back a while. Go back farther than I remember, for sure. Okay, here we go. There we go. There's the 2-inch coin, River City Middle School Titan. So what I'm going to do is duplicate that. And this will make it a new project. That way I'm not messing up with what I've already had. Okay, and I'm going to go up here and 2-inch, whoops, 2-inch coin. It says River City Middle School, and then I'm going to put a hyphen in there. Student of the Week. All right, and so then here's my coins. And what I want to modify is this right here. So let me want to see that. Okay, we got it so that it makes the impression. That lettering should all be just fine. I shouldn't need to change the bevel or the draft or anything like that. So I'm going to ungroup. Okay, and then that allows me to see my lettering. And I need to change that. And where's my basic? Okay, I don't want the union thing. I was expecting a pop-up that was going to allow me to change the lettering on this. I wasn't expecting there. Well, let me hit the little union thing on there. So, okay, now maybe. No, let's one more layer. There we go. Okay, that's what I'm looking for, because I want to change that to Student of the Week. And, oh, it still has some. That's interesting. Why did the Freeman Metalwork thing still show up? Then let me delete that. There we go. Okay. And that looks like it's centered. It should be. It looks just fine. When I did this originally, I did not yet know how to center stuff. So I might play with that some. And I can see right here I'm going to have to increase this box because it no long because I don't want there to be any printing. Whoops. It's hard to do this when you're looking at it from the side. Okay, so that takes care of that. And then here's how I want to do this, I think. And to go back to here, so it needs to be centered that way and centered this way. I've learned so many new techniques in Tinkercad, so now that should be perfectly centered. Come back underneath here, make certain that this is taken care of and chopped off, and it will be. Okay, so in the reason this lettering extends so far, in order to get the draft that I wanted, I needed the lettering to be very, very tall so that I could grab the first, I think it's the first 5 layers. And if it's tall enough, then the distance between those 5 layers is a little bit bigger than if it's quite a bit smaller. And I've used the same technique for all my lettering, especially on my paws. So it does work. All right, so now then you just need to regroup all of that. And then make student of the week. Okay, and then I'm going to come out and kind of center here. Okay, so then this needs to be gone, but I need another one of these. Come up here to copy and then paste. And whoops, what was that? Where did that come from? Okay, let me do some undoing here. Try this again. I'll let the computer catch up. Okay, now delete. And this should be, well, let me just do that. And then, why is it not copying? Duplicate and repeat. There we go. Okay, not sure what was going on there. Okay, so this is 2 of those, and I think I can fit. Okay, so let me, whoops, drag it, and then drag. Why am I not able to drag? You can kind of see why. In some respects, I'm not a big fan of sharing the difficulties with using Tinkercad and this entire process, because it's easy to run into problems and it doesn't work nearly as smooth. And whoops. And then I want to, can I do this? Oh yeah, there we go. Whoops. Wanted those to be selected separate. You know what? I'm going to do this instead. Okay, and then, all right, duplicate. See how many of these I can fit on. Excuse me. That's for good video making. Okay, let me undo that. Goodness. Okay, I could still get 4 of these on here. Let me do it this way, though. And then Whoops, not that. Let me just grab this. This gives me a little more room. And I want to make certain I'm grabbing the right one. 180. Whoops, I wanted 90. About 180. There we go. To the top. All right. It gives me 4 sets of coins. Now, for Student of the Week, we have 3 Students of the Week. One for 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. But if I make a pattern to make 4, excuse me while I do that stretch there, then when I do a cast that in my perfect world, this is something I tell my students all the time. In my perfect world, when I make these casts, everything turns out exactly the way that it's supposed to turn out. And then I follow that up with, yeah, but how often do I live in my perfect world? Not very often. All right, so there is that. There's my coins for Student of the Week. It gives me, gives me 4 chances at making 3 good coins anytime I pour. All right, so now let's export that. And I always export mine as a STL file. Sometimes this takes a bit. And there's the download. Okay, so I need to stop here because I think I can only video capture one screen at a time, or one app at a time. So I think I have to shut this down. Then I'll load up my slicer and then send this to the 3D printer. So give me a moment, I'll be right back. All right, here's my flash print slicer. And let's go ahead and get stuff loaded up here. You might be able to hear, I just turned on my 3D printer, and so you might hear that in the background. Hopefully it won't make too much background noise. All right, so I'm loading up my downloaded file. And okay, it wants to repair the model. That happens every so often. I'm not sure what's wrong with the model, but often when I hit repairing model, it does just fine making those fixes. I don't remember needing to do this with my previous coins, but that doesn't mean I didn't need to. Although it's thinking a bit for this repair. Usually it does it in a flash. And the model has been repaired. Fantastic. Alright, so then I want to... where am I going? Oh, I want to start slicing. Okay, it's going to give me this. Now, I want to... I think I can remember... what was it? Was it in general? I think I've already got it set. So the layer heights that I've got this as smooth as I can get it. I don't need a raft. And see, that's already a no. I think I looked it up a bit so that the first, or the top layer, the last layer, should be as fine as it can be. And then that way I don't have to worry about, well, I still do, because it'll still leave lines, but it leaves fewer lines. So I'm going to say that everything's already set. And what's this in layer? Is that? Nope, I think everything's where I want it to be. I don't want to play with anything. I just want to slice it. Okay, give me that slice preview, and that's what it's going to be. It looks like it's going to be 5 hours and 20 minutes on these 4 coins, which is not a huge surprise. It's usually a half a day to a full day. So let's start that slicing. Whoops, I think I already did that. I want to close preview. Now I want to send it to the machine. There's my Adventure 4. Hit that. And send the code. And away it'll go. I don't know if I need to record the actual 3D printing process. I'm not sure that's going to add a lot of value, but I will definitely record pulling it out of the 3D printer when it's all said and done. Maybe I'll take some video from time to time. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how exciting any of that is. All right, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop this portion. If nothing else, the next thing we'll see is me taking these things off the tray. So I was getting ready to film kind of another update when I saw this. I need to cancel. I was thinking I could pull this out, and I need to... What happened here? What happened here? Something moved. Something changed. What happened there? Okay, I've never had a coin do this before. Alright, I'll rip these up. We'll try again. I'll probably recalibrate everything and then start anew. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a few hours, at least a couple of hours of waste. Not to mention the waste in filament. Alright, try this again. Alright, take two, and so far so good. So we've got about just over 5 hours to go on these. And hopefully we don't get whatever that was that happened that looked like it kind of knocked them off where they were. Alright, I'll check in again in a bit. Well, it's getting my bedtime. I thought sure this was going to be done sooner. I think it's running a lot slower than it was originally estimating its remaining time, which it seems like it was way off, but maybe I just miscounted on the restart. Anyway, I'll just have this thing run for a bit, and because it's my Betty by time. I feel bad for my cat who's got to listen to this thing run. Alright, I'll leave the camera going. We'll see what kind of footage it takes.
All right, here we go. I'm looking at everything, and looks like the lettering looks good. And looks like, well, and I know these four should be good because I've made those before, but the student of the week, that looks good. Okay, let's see if I can get a couple of these off. Oh yeah. Try to do this here. Trying to do this on camera. I was wanting to get a student of the week one. Hearing something peel. It's these middle ones. There we go. There's one. All right. So match up the ridges there. And whoops. I typically glued these in the past. That one might be off by rotated a bit. There we go. I've glued these in the past. And I've got some two-sided tape, and I may just put a square of two-sided tape in there. It's not going to matter anyway, just as long as these get adhered. I kind of like the finish. It's not too bad. There's a line there that'll probably get picked up in the sand, but I think for the most part, it'll work just fine. All right, I'll pull the rest of those off and then assemble them. Next time you see these things, they'll I'll be probably putting them in sand.
Thanks a whole bunch for watching. If you found this video entertaining, informative, or any such things like that in any way, shape, or form, please like and subscribe. Blessings.